Hello, it's 2024, and every year, what I do is I do an overview of the year for you. So, what is incoming, what to expect, how to navigate 2024. So, it is an energetic reading, so it is about the energies that are out there, and that's how you can do like a forecast of what's happening because you're looking into the future and then I'm describing to you what I see. So it is relevant for everybody in an overview way, and for some of you, you will find that more things are more pertinent and they will have a stronger impact on you. And so, when you listen to it later on, you'll be like, oh, yeah, that was there. Okay. So, on one level, it is about giving you some preparation. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Ruth Diggles. I have been working in the energy field for 21 years, and I do have my own practice where I work with people. So, let's get started. Now, what we're doing is I've actually pulled 12 cards, and they're kind of like my little chapters, introductions to things. So settle down, get comfortable, take notes if you want to, have a glass of water close by, and we shall start in on this. So, beginning with the year, one actually thing, because I can feel it already, is that when you listen to me talking and when I do things like this, it will shift energy for you. It will help you to feel less stressed, more open, and you'll find that you'll change in your thinking. So, different perspectives. So, that's a bonus. Um, right. So beginning 2024, sitting in your mind, you will have an awareness of the things that you've been through last year. And we go through things because ideally we come out the other side and we learn and grow from them. But if you're reminiscing, talking over things, going back over things, or if you're regretting, that means that you haven't come away with any wisdom. Because when we're wise, when we've learned, we don't need to go over things because, well, we know it, so we can move forward. So, what you want to do is kind of speed that up, yeah? So, instead of talking over and going over things, just go, yep, what can I get from that that's actually going to support me to feel free to move forward? Okay, so let's, do that in a short period of time rather than extending it because it just means you're enjoying pain, which is not enjoyable. Um, Dream big, darling. So, every year it's like, oh, and this year's going to be a great year. This year there is definitely energies around to support you to do the things you want to do, to achieve the things you want to achieve. And realistically, the only thing that's going to stop that is you. So it's easier if you have an idea of what you would like and then multiply that by two or three because we either do it so big that it's not going to happen or so small that we get bored with it. So if you expand something that's super, super big, you're going to go, well, that's never going to happen. And it'll bring you back to a realistic level. And then if you're thinking small, then you're opening yourself up to possibilities. Okay. I always say with people when I'm doing readings for them, I can't see anything there. That means that they're not dreaming, they're not imagining. So it's opening them up to, well, what would I like rather than what don't I believe won't happen for me? Yeah. And we always feel empowered and better when we do it ourselves. So it's time for you to do it yourself. Okay? Plain shooting here. Um, the other thing, so there's a lot of chatter around, and I think when I'm looking at this, this means that on a world level, um, social media is going to go nuts. You just really need to be careful to fear-based thinking. Um, yes, because there will be levels and levels and levels of it. So when you're engaging, you want to go, does this make me afraid? And if it does, you need to turn it off and turn away. Because if you're listening to this, then you are a light being, you are an energetic being, and we need to be very, very careful about where we put our energy because it's like putting oil onto fire. Okay, so you don't want to focus on fear and negativity because what you're doing is you're actually adding to it. And so you want to switch off from that. And anything that's fear based, and this is a broad statement, but I do adhere to it, anything that's fear based is not of light. Okay, so stay away from it, don't engage in it because you'll get burnt. Remember. And if you get burnt, then get away from it quickly. Again, this looks on a bigger level, a bigger thing for the world. In this is that there are going to be changes in power. So yeah, it's like everyone's going, oh my God, I'm sick and tired of stuff and I've had a gutful. So probably April to June, there's going to be some shifts around the world where people are saying, I've had enough. I want things to be different. So the balance of power will shift. And it's quite interesting because it looks like it's going to happen in an underlying way. So it may not be obvious, but it will be where, yes, I'm saying there's an uprising of people, but it really is not the ones that always get out and do the marches and walk and get on social media, but the people who have, and if, there's no judgment here, all right? If that's what you do, that's what you do. It is what it is. But this will be the people that feel it's like the grassroots. It's the people, the mums and dads, the families, the workers, not fighting, but taking a stand and saying that the life that they have and the quality of life they have needs to be different. Okay, so for some reason it seems to be silent. So it may be that, people talk to each other in their homes and over dinners and, watching soccer. It's kind of this general feeling around the world that people want it to be how they want it to be, but it's a very grounded, heartfelt movement. It's hard to describe because it is such a grounded energy, but it's this thing that moves mountains. So having said that, there's going to be movement in the earth as well, because the earth knows how to do things. So there will be movement, mountains movement. Yeah. So it's like instead of the water coming in, the mountains are going out to the water. Interesting. Next thing. Interesting. So this is for the smokers. This is for the people that puff in whatever form. Not only are you going to notice chest dust, but you'll also notice that it's like this smoke screen. So I don't know what they're putting in things. I'd be a little cautious about what's going into things that you're puffing on, because I can feel that there is more things in there that there should be. And so what it does is it kind of clogs you up and dulls your thinking. And maybe that's what you want. So if that, let's be honest, if that's what the reason you're doing it is to just give yourself some time, some space, leave me alone, then you're probably going to want to do more of it this year, because you are going to want some peace. Shutting you down, baby, shutting you down. So, you need to perhaps make a different choice about what you're puffing on, and clean that up. And vapor's the same, isn't it? Yeah. So it's creating dampness. So a lot of lung stuff this year. Lung, traditionally in Chinese medicine, is grief and sorrow. So whatever is unresolved for you, you will notice that that's going to be more evident this year. You're probably not going to want to deal with it. However, it's damaging you, baby. So it is something that you need to find a way to make your peace with it. So lots of colds, lots of flus, lots of lung problems this year, which means make sure for everyone that you keep your environment lovely and clean, and the air clean. Okay, because it's a year of dragon too, so they blow smoke, don't they? Chinese, interesting. Yeah. So watch that lung energy this year and deal with your emotions and feelings, because they'll be sitting in you, and emotions are quite damp, and that's what that is. So damp, smoke, same kind of thing. All right. Next. You're going to be called this year, in those of you that are in relationships, to step up for your partner. Kind, loving, nurturing, understanding, patient. You don't have to understand everything. So we don't understand. I mean, this other person has an entire brain of their own. They have their own emotions, their own feelings. They have everything that's ever happened to them in their lives. So you're never going to go, I understand that person. And it's not necessary. Okay? It is not necessary to understand to be able to be kind, to be able to be present. Yeah? Because the thing is, we often feel less lonely and easier to deal with things when we're not sitting by ourselves. So you don't have to actually do anything more than that. But yes, there is a calling this year. If you're watching this, then you're going to be the person that is going to be supportive of others. Okay? So just remember, don't engage your brain. Don't think, I've got to work this out. I need to have a solution. I need to. No, just be there. Okay? Next one for this year, and this kind of stuff I can see it kind of flowing through the year. Yeah. So yes, I said earlier these were the months, but there's a general flow through the year. This year you need to have something that is important and has meaning to you. When you see me not looking at the camera, what I'm doing is I'm actually looking into the year and describing it. So yeah, just remember, things aren't out of your reach. If there is something that you would like to be connected to, if there's something that you would like to join in with, Um, we can place it at arm's length and hold it there. However, if you just kind of bring your arm back, it means that you're allowing yourself to move forward. So just be aware of the things that you're holding at arm's length and not allowing yourself to taste, to try, to see, to play with. Yeah, because things don't have to have any great meaning, great purpose. I mean, we're here to savor and to enjoy life and to experience it. So it doesn't have to be a big deal, it doesn't have to be tied to success or meaning. I mean, if you see children, they just run around and explore because they can, not because they're searching or they need to have a reason for it. So you kind of need to get back to that this year where there's a bit more excitement and anticipation and spontaneity in your life, and whatever you're holding at arm's length, just, bring it back to you. Okay? All right. So, yeah, this is really interesting because there's this underground energy of collectively coming together. But then when I'm looking at you individually, there is also this energy of being your own person, yeah, taking your own stand, being, I'm going to say reserved, but I don't mean that in a cautious way. I just mean as in I'm going to observe, I'm going to kind of um, be with myself before I make decisions. And for the smokers, that's when you smoke and do it. But, it's okay to do that and to feel relaxed and at ease in your body. Okay. So definitely grounded, definitely a very connected year. I love it when we're grounded. There's no point in living out here. We have to be in our bodies. And it's okay to do things in your own time. All right. We are all different. People do move at a different rate and a different speed. And you want to do it in yours. Yeah. So it is that being able to pause, take a moment, observe, because in doing that, what it means is it gives you a greater sense of this is me. Okay. So we need more of that this year. And that's wisdom. Wisdom is I don't have to speak out. I don't have to have an opinion. I don't need to reply, because when you have wisdom, you have a very good, clear sense of you, where you stand, who you are. Yes, and yes, you're open to observing and learning, but you don't have to make it about you with others. Yeah, that's impressive. All right, moving on. Movement. Okay, our bodies are energetic, the energy moves, and we need to move. Okay, so you need to incorporate into your day some form of movement. I'm definitely speaking to myself here. Um, so this is, go for a 10-minute walk. It's about doing something for yourself, for your energy. So it's not about fitness, it's not about health, it's not about weight. it's about my energy likes for me to be connected to it and for me to be able to say, I'm aware of it and I'm doing this for myself. My energy likes to move, and so I'm moving my body. It really is as simple as that. Okay? So get that bit of movement every single day, and when you're doing it, make it about your energy. You're keeping your energy flowing. All right? That makes it easy then, doesn't it? It's like, oh, okay, I do it for my energy. All right. So this is moving to September. You may move through the year, feel like there's been nothing of any great significance, no great landmarks. Things have been going smoothly. You've been getting up every day. You've been looking after yourself, doing your job, eating, sleeping, making love, talking, chatting. Basically being present and being alive. Does it have to be more than that? That's a question you may be asking yourself. So just beware of that searching for more, because it's really about opening yourself up to that sense of being more of yourself in your life rather than doing more. So if you're looking for more, get to September and it's like, oh, well, was that enough? That's a mental thing, you know? So you just want to nip that one in the bud, because it is asking, it's like a disconnection. So your mind is disconnected to yourself, and that's why there should be more, because in your mind, you're not allowing yourself to actually experience enjoyment, pleasure, sharing. Yeah, there's that keeping stuff back for yourself instead of feeling that as yourself you can be part of. Okay? Yeah. So you kind of want to go, how can I feel part of this, my life? And you feel part of it when you kind of drink it in. You drink more of life in. And that's, our eyes drink things in. Yeah, so it's allowing yourself to be coloured by life. So it's beautiful and green here. It's raining. Like, the lights are on. Just so much to drink in. So have a look around and see what there is for you to drink in. So beautiful. At the end of the year, thank God, actually, at the end of the year, it's going to come to a nice, slow conclusion, which will be wonderful. So it does mean, usually by the end of the year, and that's a grand statement, but for some people by the end of the year, they feel quite tired and exhausted and, depleted and trying to rush through things. And it's quite lovely because you've been present in your life. So yes, you've come to the end of the year, but it just feels like a transition. It doesn't feel like there's things that you haven't done and you haven't completed. You're going to feel quite satisfied and less pressured. So that means that you've been moving through the year conscious, paying attention, present. And again, must be the word for the year, must be going to be wise, yeah, because it does really feel like this lovely wisdom in you. And when we're wise, life does feel very different. You have this appreciation that comes from not having expectations. You know, it is this being able to have pleasure from the rain dancing on the beams, from the little dance in the leaves as the raindrops land. That gives you a very different way of thinking and feeling about life. I'm so happy for you. It's beautiful, really beautiful. I think as well with this year, it feels like the coming of wisdom. Yeah, you've really grown up in yourself, regardless of your age. And growing up means we don't have insecurities. We have less worries. Um, and that is a shift in consciousness. It's a new way of experiencing life. It's a new way of experiencing and interacting with others. And it's a feeling of feeling more comfortable with yourself, who you are, who you are being. It's like you can rely on yourself now. That's pretty amazing. You can rely on yourself to be the person that you know you are and you want to be in your life. Now, how's that for a grand conclusion for a year? Wonderful. Sending you lots of love, light, beauty, blessings. Happy 2024.